Good morning, fourth graders. Today we'll be doing lesson 5 of our science, and it's all about fossils. So, how do fossils form and what do they show us? So, if you look here in this picture, we see some scientists and they are digging up fossils. So, we're going to learn about how are these fossils made and what can we tell by studying them. Okay, so fossils are remains of ancient life. So fossils are evidence of a plant or animal that lived a long time ago. When that organism, so organism is a word for living things, so plants or animals, are covered for thousands of years, sometimes even millions, it keeps its shape and forms a fossil. Okay, so there are 3 different types of fossils. We have whole body fossils. So you can see inside here, these are insects and it shows their whole body has been fossilized and it's kept its shape. That's one type of fossil. Then we just have regular fossils here, which are just like bones. And then we have trace fossils. So these are evidence of an animal from long ago that has fossilized. So like a footprint is evidence that that animal existed and what their footprint looked like. We call that a trace fossil. Okay, so how are fossils made? Well, plants and animals become fossils when they are buried under the surface of the earth. Most fossils are formed by shallow seas or water area, and that's because the water is able to carry soil and dirt that covers the creature and allows them to become fossilized. So if the animal dies and it doesn't get covered soon after with soil or sediment, then it just would rot. So in order for it to become a fossil, it has to get covered quickly after death. Okay, so we can look at this kind of picture here to get a better idea. It says organism dies and sediment covers the organism's remains. The water kind of will help move that sediment over the animal. The water then carries away the bone material. Water and rock materials enter the bone instead. So fossils are heavier than bones because it's filling up with the water and rock minerals. Then finally, exposed fossil is in rock shape of bones. Okay, so fossils are revealed and studied. Fossils are buried under many layers of the earth. So over years, dirt and more layers just keep covering them. But there's different ways that we can see fossils or find fossils. So one of the ways is weathering and erosion can expose fossils. So this happens naturally because of water and wind and these different natural disasters and things. It can carry away some of those layers of the earth and fossils will be exposed. Another way is that scientists can dig out fossils from the ground. So they know places where it's likely to find fossils based off where there was low water areas once, and they can dig up fossils. But many fossils will still never be found because they're so deep in the earth that it's just too far down to get to at the time. So scientists study these fossils to understand what Earth used to be like and learn about creatures that were alive then. So this is called the fossil record, and it's a history of how life has changed. So it starts here and works this way all the way to humans. These fossils show us the changes over many years. And you'll notice it says millions of years ago, so way before humans were on Earth. Okay, so how deep a fossil is tells us how old the creature is. So the deeper down, the further back it lived, the longer ago. Okay, well, why do we study fossils? Well, they can give us an idea of what Earth was like before humans were even on it. So here's an example for you. This is the Grand Canyon. A fossil was found here of a creature that lived in the ocean. However, it's a dry desert. So that kind of shows us that this part of Earth changed. It didn't always used to be a desert. But they can also give us information about climate and the environment. So, a fossil found in the mountains of a creature that lived in the ocean shows that the mountain has formed where it was once flat. And this fossilized tree in the desert is proof that the climate actually